Good morning, everyone. I'm a little late today. I just got off of a fun new process. Facebook, for some of those people, now has Meta Rooms where you can do audio chats just like Clubhouse and talk to people and interview people and create an audience very quickly, let people get on and off and learn something. So I'm excited. I don't have access to that yet, but I'm looking forward to it here one of these days soon. But in this conversation, I was the guest, and that was delightful. Diane Hockman, thank you very, very much for that gift and fun to play with you and Ray Williams this morning. So, what is it I want to talk about today? Well, this is something we talked about this morning. It's something that's kind of a pet peeve for me. And the thing is, sharing is not selling. Sharing is part of selling, but sharing is not selling. And the simplest example I can give you is that years ago, I was campaigning for myself for a public office. And when I went out to seek campaign funds, I didn't always remember to ask for the money, and therefore my coffers weren't what they needed to be to pay for promotions and advertising. And luckily, one of those people who was a friend and an acquaintance, he called my campaign manager and said, she forgot to ask me for the money. I was going to give her this much money. And I thought, well, I've not forgotten that ever again. And that's one of the first stories I tell all salespeople. So here's usually what the issue is when people are saying, I don't want to do sales. Oh, well, you've got some old memory in your mind of some story somebody told you. Now, I come from the opposite side. I had a father who was in sales. I had a high respect for sales. My grandfather was in sales. Both of my grandfathers were in sales. And my mom, in her own way, as an educator, she was selling people all the time on their personal value themselves. So I gained a lot of awareness. I don't know that I could always have identified it as a skill until I got to later when I had to train my own team and staff members and on their leasing and real estate sales and the things they needed to do to serve people. So there's a fine line between serving and sharing and sales, but sales has one distinction. And that one distinction is the point in time that money transacts. But here's the deal. Prior to that, you've got to know you're working with someone that needs a solution. Not everyone needs what you have. So if you're trying to push something on someone that they have no need for, they have no desire for, they have never even thought about having it before, yep, you're pushy and you're salesy and you're pitchy and you're pitch slapping people. So one of the things that I think all of us have a challenge with is when we are let's just take a trade show. Let's take a trade show. Good morning. I used to stand at these trade shows and I've got my product and I've got my signs and everybody, and somebody will come up and say, what does this do? Or how much does it cost? Both of them are not an opening for me to say anything other than another question, just another question. And what I do is I come back and I say, so what caught your eye? Well, that says pain management. Okay, what kind of pain do you have? Start peeling that old onion. What kind of pain do you have? And then they might explain. And you can say, oh, wow, I've helped a few people with that. So tell me more. What are you doing now for it? See, you never know if you have a solution because your solution may be already something they're trying. So why would you present your solution only to be shut down, only to be told, no, I already do that. Go for what's missing. Go for where they still need the solution. Discover what they've not thought about and discover if they're willing to do it. If they tell you, oh, I've already tried that, go for one more layer. Say, well, what were the results you got from that? And why do you think it didn't work? Because now you're going to figure out, is the person even willing to have a solution? If they are not willing to have a solution, don't waste any more time. So here's another thing, a mistake that's made in sales is people say, oh, you got to get this done in a certain amount of time. You know, in a lot of corporations, they have people in call centers and they're timed on how long they're on the call. Yet they want this quality of service. They want these feedbacks that say they got really great service. You can't have both. Not everybody is a fast decision maker. Not everybody understands what you say the first time because their experience in life is different. And if you're talking to them, giving them an example that they have no relationship with, you can't be measured with your results on time alone. So sales in a way is a pretty complex tapestry of conversation. It's one of discovery. It's one of getting people to build some trust with you. It's one of you as the salesperson staying in your own integrity and saying, I don't think I can help this person, but who could? Who could? And then you come up with that answer too. So, there's many times because I have made sales 6 months later because I wasn't who they needed at this time, but they remembered that I helped them find their solution, connect them to the person that had their solution. So I got my payoff 6 months later. Did I know it was coming? No, I had no idea. But did I become memorable to them? Yes. So who are you selling? What are you selling? You're always selling you. Your behavior sells you. Your behavior, your conversation, your willingness to ask questions, your skills, and your relatability. So a lot of you are trying to build your skills out there online, and you're building it in a post and you're building it in a messenger, but you have to just take time. People are not formulated. So you may have a formula you are working for, but people do not respond according to any formula other than their own. This is where the challenge and the fun of sales exists, because you want to figure out, well, what influences this person's decision-making style? Are they a quick decision maker, or are they a long-term decision maker? And you cannot be frustrated with yourself for not making a sale at this point in time, because this person may need 5 or 6 more visits with you before they do it. So you don't get frustrated with your clients. You don't get good morning. You just take a look at what is sales. And sales is service. It is sharing. It is education. And it is asking for the sale once you know you've helped them find a solution. So it's more complex than people make it think, but it's actually an art form. It's something that I've done for years that I love to show people. And I can show people patterns in your client's decision-making style so that you as the salesperson can manage your interaction. And you as the salesperson, you're the one that has to be in charge, but not to push. You're in charge to allow them to have a delightful buying experience. So if you want to learn to create the buying space, you want to get a hold of me this week on successwithmarla.com, because on the 10th, I'm starting and launching a 21-day skills mastery, and then I'm going to support that with one mastermind a week for the year. And it's so economical, you will feel like at the end of this that you got a miracle. So go ahead, click in on successwithmarla.com, sign up now, because I'm getting pre-workout to everybody. And let's talk about how to make your sales life more successful, different, and making you feel very, very comfortable in your own skin when you're in sales. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.